Kramer, metaphysical expert for animals and people, and I have the Animal Experience, episode 45. And this one came to me this week while I was doing a session with a client and her fur babies. And what happened was that we were talking about the emotion that her animals were experiencing. And, you know, they went very closely with her, and also with hers. And also the reason I did it was because I feel like the animal experience is trying to knock down walls. And the walls are the limited beliefs that humanity has towards animals. And I think it's doing that, and I'm proud to be a part of it, because I think it's important, because as we step into this new vibrational shift we're all currently going through, hi everyone, that humanity is being called to, and that we're raising up our vibrations for, we cannot go into this next phase of humanity with our old mindsets and old limited beliefs. No matter how much, I'm not saying, you know, that it's all the people who hate animals or abusers or something like that have the limited mindsets. You know, I mean, I had to learn a lot of this stuff myself. And I had limited mindsets on what the animals could and could not do. And so I think the big part of the animal experience is enabling everybody to hopefully get to another level of consciousness. And the animals are a great way and a great doorway for us to do that. I think if we are to grow as a species, if humanity is to grow as a species, we have to let go of the things that do not feel good, that do not serve us, that hold us back, that hold us into this box of complacency that humanity has gotten itself into. I think we have to grow, we have to expand, we have to get to the point where anything is possible and there are no limitations. So I believe that the animal experience is doing that. At least that is my goal. That is one of my goals. So I hope we're doing that. So that being said, episode 45 is about emotions. Emotions are very, very powerful, as you know. You know, they're powerful things. They guide us or they can rule us. They can, you know, empower us or they can disable us. And you know, do animals have the capacity to feel and express emotions, not just the go-tos, but a wide range, you know? And if they do they have the full range that humans have, or a limited range because they're animals? You know, can they become overwhelmed by their emotions like we can? And if so, what can be done to help them? So I want to again thank everybody for joining. I really appreciate you taking time out to watch the animal experience. So let's get to it. Number one, the first thing that I want to express or the first topic is wide range. Now, that means that emotions dictate or donate to us or denote to us the capacity to feel, to think, to process something that's going on in our lives, no matter what it is. A lot of the stuff that's going on in our lives are tied to invoke and denote emotion. So emotions are the way that we express ourselves. It's the way that we express our joy, our compassion, our pain, our loss, our excitement, our exuberance, our happiness, our sadness. Now, not too long ago, it was the widespread belief that animals couldn't have the capacity to understand emotions, to be able to understand anything other than their lot in life, no matter what that is. And it wasn't that long ago. That was widespread. Now it's changed. A lot of it has changed. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. The thought was that their brains were smaller than ours. They weren't big enough to house all the emotion that, humanity goes through, making it absolutely and completely impossible for them to have the ability to express anything other than the most base and most primal emotions. This was what was in everybody's thought. Oh, animals, they can't do that. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that they're ever going to be able to express this kind of stuff. Their brains just aren't big enough. Okay? That was the widespread thing. That whatever. But things have changed. And things have changed through really amazing people like Jane Goodall and her work with the chimpanzees. She proved that chimpanzees were able to process and be able to make tools to make their lives better, to enable them to get the ants in the anthill, or to make their lives and their existence easier, or they were also able to express themselves through sign language. Chimpanzees, gorillas, things like that. Those type of animals through sign language were able to express what they were feeling, what they were thinking. But again, we come up against the wall of humanity thinking it's just a coincidence, it's taught behavior, it's not really expressing their emotions, it's more expressing what they were taught to learn and to express outward, sad or something else like that there, when they're not really feeling sad. So there we go. So the second topic, or the second part of this episode that I want to deal with is, can they feel, let's just answer the question. So can they feel emotions, and which have I come across personally talking to the animals? Now, I've been talking to the animals professionally since over 2 decades. And unprofessionally, I've been talking to the animals since I was a kid. So all in that time, all right, that I've been talking to them, I've lost count at all the emotions that I both felt from them, because I'm empathic, and heard them express in the most profound and beautiful of ways. Okay. So to name a few, I've expressed and I've heard animals express joy, happiness, contentment, peace, fear, worry, depression, anger, relief, satisfaction, jealousy, confidence, stress, low self-esteem, sorrow, panic, pride, hatred, both at themselves and at others. So that's pretty interesting. And of course, the big kahuna, love. They can feel their emotions like we humans do. And with the same intensity, the same passion, the same depth, in some cases even more so, because people have a tendency to want to wash over their emotions too much. They have a tendency, not everybody, not all of us, but humanity, some, the minority, not the majority, have a tendency to want to quell their emotions, to suck it up, buttercup, to not allow themselves to feel, because they're afraid to feel vulnerable. Animals are able to get to a more pure sense of their relationship with their emotions because they want to feel and release. So I've come across these. They feel their emotions as human does, absolutely. And I've felt these emotions not only from domesticated animals, but from the wild animals as well. All right. I felt joy and passion. I felt exuberance and excitement. I felt happiness through the wild animals, talking to wild animals like whales and snails and skunks and raccoons and deer and bobcats. I mean, you could ants and roaches and snakes. I mean, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. So, number 3, what I want to talk about, the third subject that I want to talk about is this. Can emotions become overwhelming to the animals? Now, they can feel them. Do they get overwhelmed by them? Yes. In my opinion, again, another animal communicator might have a different, set of rules. I don't care. Okay. But this is what happens with me. Okay. Yes, it's come across through me to many animals who are stuck, usually in a discordant emotion or another. They can become addicted, and this is interesting. They can become almost like addicted to the positive emotions as well, after seeking to feel good, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but it can become so if it's that that's what they're always seeking. They're afraid to feel anything less. So does the positive emotion almost also become a crutch and overwhelming? Yes, absolutely it can. Okay, they want to feel good and they're not dealing with their life. If you always want to feel good all the time, I'm sorry. And you're talking to somebody who's the all positive channel. I am positive, baby, absolutely. But I also understand I can't cut off my other emotions so that I could just feel good 24/7. I would love to, but then that's not honoring who I am and my emotions. So, the animals can also get stuck through a traumatic event, through just living their lives. Okay, their emotions might become what I call stuck. Okay, and now this is an important difference. Okay, and I want to say hi to everybody again, and thank you all for joining. And I'm going to take your question and your comments at the end. So please feel free to leave them as I'm typing. I'm just not reading them right now. I will read them at the end. So now this is an important thing to say. There are some breeds that have a lot of high energy. They're very exuberant. Just throwing it out there, Jack Russells. They're very exuberant. They're very high energy. There are also animals at different stages of their life, usually when they're younger, that they're very playful and they're exuberant and happy about life. That is a natural state that cannot and should not be attempted to be fixed, okay, or quieted. I'm not saying training doesn't help them, but let them enjoy their childhood. Let them enjoy that exuberance. Let them enjoy that joy, and of course, if you need to, you can train them so they listen to you a little bit more, absolutely. But that's not what I'm talking about here, and that's an important thing. There's a difference between a stuck emotion of constantly being happy no matter what when the house is burning around you. It's okay, everything's fine, it's good, it's okay, I'm fine. You're not fine. Your house is burning behind you. It's awful. Feel it. It's okay. And feeling that and getting stuck in that emotion and expressing your joy and your passion and your exuberance for life, because that is part of who you are as a breed, or the animal as a breed, and their time if they're a kitten or a puppy or something else like that. There's a huge difference. So I don't want to hear anybody telling me, oh, my animal's this kind of breed and I think he's stuck in overdrive. well, then maybe training is the way to go, but let them feel their emotions. Make sense? I think so. So, moving on. Another way that they can get overwhelmed and stuck, they can also become stuck because their person is stuck in their emotions. Misery loves company. Your animal wants you to feel better. So they're trying to make you happy. And if it's not working, or they're trying to pull you out of your worry, or they're trying to pull you out of your funk, so to speak, your animals might start acting like you because they figure if I can't beat them, join them. So if an animal is stuck, what can you do? There's a lot of things that you can do to help them. Things like flower essences. And flower essences, for those of you who don't know, I used to work with them quite a bit. And I'm a certified flower essence therapist. Say that 5 times fast. I'm a certified flower essence therapist. And what the flower essences are they're essentially water. Flowers that have been put in water, the water is put in a glass bowl or a glass container, and it's put outside in the sun for a matter of a couple hours. Then that water is infused with the power of that flower. And that flower has the power to eliminate negative behavior. Jealousy, aggression, fear, panic, overwhelmment, things like that there. So that's what the flower essences basically are. CBD oil. I talked about CBD oil in episode 40. If you have not seen that episode, I would highly recommend you go to it because that is some unbelievable, really good stuff that you're missing. Really good stuff. Acupuncture can help align an animal's chi, which is the life energy, the life force within all of us. And sometimes our chi gets crappy. We got crappy chi, and what happens is that the chi is also driven by our chakras. So if our chakras, which are the seven main points of the body, there are chakras all throughout the body, in your hands and your elbows and your shoulders, wherever. But the main 7 chakras align you to the Earth's core and the Earth's energy and your chi. And if your chi is crappy, or the animal's chi is crappy, acupuncture can realign that, as well as helping the physical body as well. Aromatherapy. Now, again, I would be careful about where you get the aromatherapy from, because not all aromatherapy oils are 100%, and they all don't have the same dosage in them and things like that there, and you don't know where the flowers are coming from for the aromatherapy, so just be careful about that. Nutritional changes can be a huge way to help somebody's emotion. Not only your animals, but for you too. Music. I talked about music in last week's episode. Music is a huge healing factor. Smudging your space or your home, Reiki or any energetic healing. And yes, even some allopathic medications like Prozac or other tranquilizers can help your animal pull them out of their space. They can help them find the doorway back to a more healthier and stabler emotional state. And that's what we want for them. Now, if you're stuck in your emotions, maybe it's time to look into some of these things for you. I'm just saying. There's always a way out. There's always a way out. Always. So, that being said, I'm going into the bottom line. The bottom line is, more than anything, animals want to feel good. They taught me how to feel good. They taught me how to get out of my funk. They taught me how to get out of my own way emotionally. They taught me about the stream of well-being and wanting to get back into that stream of well-being. And again, that's another episode. If you did not see it, you should. Okay, very, very powerful stuff I learned from them. Changed my life. I was depressed. I was suicidal. I was self-hatred and low self-esteem. Low self-esteem was a step up for me. Okay, that's what I was aspiring to. I hated myself. I hated my life. I hated humanity. I hated it all. And I wanted to end it. And I wished on a daily basis would find a way to end my life. Of course, it didn't happen because ta-da, I'm here. But, you know, okay, I've been there. I understand. I've been in my own hell. And I crawled myself the heck out of it. All right, because the animals showed me how. They showed me that the most important thing, more than anything else, the most important thing is to feel good, because everything stems from that. And we put our happiness and we put our feeling good on hold, and we've got no right to do that to ourselves, because we are doing a disservice to ourselves when we do that. We put our happiness on hold. Screw that. Okay? Animals don't do it, and they're supposed to be lesser beings. So tell me who's the lesser being. Tell me who's stupid. You know? They don't have all the concerns that humans do. Okay? They don't have to pay the bills. Yeah, okay, fine. They don't have to pay the bills, and they don't have to worry about the car payments, and they don't have to worry about keeping the lights on. But they still can get stuck in the minefield that is emotions. And it might be because something triggers an old hurt or an event that happened in their life, or they become overwhelmed by a strong emotion like grief. Grief is huge. I lost count at how many sessions I've done with animals who were grieving either their person or one of the fellow fur kids or their children, their babies that died or they got taken away from. I've lost count at how many. So yes, they feel grief as well, you know. So they can get stuck in the emotions. Emotions are not meant, emotions are not meant to hang around. It doesn't mean that we can't experience happiness on a daily basis, but we gotta, some of the other emotions gotta come in too. They gotta be expressed, they gotta be honored. They're not meant to hold on to like Samsonite luggage. You don't hang on to your crap. They're meant to come in and come out. Come in and come out, to be felt and released, to be experienced and to be let go. Animals know this. And that's why most of the time they're able to feel and release with ease. They let go of their stuff. They're able to feel unconditional love. They let go of the crap. Now we can learn a lot from how to feel our emotions from them in a healthy way. But sometimes we all need a little help to find the doorway out, of the emotional chaos, and into the light. And yes, animals can feel every emotion that humans can. They also know that it's about ebb and flow. Let them flow and let them go. Don't hang on to them. It's like trying to hang on to the tide of the ocean. You can't do it. It's meant to slip through. Feel and let it go. So that is episode 45 on animals and emotions. Animals are just as emotional as humans are to a certain extent, but they have a clarity about it. We want to hang on to our stuff. We want to call it ours. My depression, my moodiness, my unhappiness, my happiness, my joy, my pain. Oh, please let go of the crap. Okay? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Stop calling it yours. Unless, of course, it's something that, I remember when I had my happiness. Now I don't have my happiness anymore. Well, maybe just, it's happiness. It's supposed to ebb and flow, come in, come out. Enjoy it. Stop waiting for the other shoe to drop, worried about, oh my God, there we go. My happiness is gone. I'm never going to get it back. Of course you'll get your happiness back eventually, but we have to feel and honor our emotions. Our emotions are there for a reason. Just don't get stuck in them. Okay? So, I am going to go to comments. If anybody's got any comments, any questions, feel free. And if I miss anybody, I'll get you at the end of the show. Mary McCallum says most definitely, but at times it's hard and heartbreaking. Of course it is. Yes, it can be. I get that. I understand. Okay, there are things that y'all go through. We all go through. I've been through it. Okay, I've been through. I can't even tell you what I've been through. Okay, I've been through, you name it, I've been through it. Alcoholism, abuse, addiction, anorexia, bulimia, hate, self-hate so bad, okay, that I couldn't even look at myself in any kind of reflective, surface, whether it was a mirror, whether it was a window, whatever, without tearing myself down, okay? I've been through depression, all right? I understand wanting to kill myself on a daily basis. I get it, all right? Now, if I can get out of that, anyone can get out of it, all right? And it's just, you have to find a way that feels right to get out of it. Let it flow, let it go, however that is. Finding maybe alternative medications, alternative remedies, maybe tranquilizers, maybe Prozac, maybe something like that will help you get to a place where you can just be okay, and then you can take it from there and let that stuff go. Just saying, emotions, they can be powerful. They can be powerful, absolutely. Mary also says, I don't have any animals, but I feed those around me, wild ones. I'm waiting or praying I get a house one day with a yard so I can have many animals. Well, I wish you all the best with that, my love, because I'm sure that you will get it, all right, when it's the right time. Sandra Greco says, Deeks and I say, hey, hi, Deeks. Hi, Sarina. Thank you very much for joining. Carrie Font says, thank you, Coryelle. As always, great info. Good, I'm glad. And love to Fiona. Sending her healing. Tons and tons of healing for her girl. Carrie is having a little bit of an issue with her girl, Fiona. So if everybody could just send her and Fiona some love. Like I know y'all are loving beautiful people, that would be awesome sauce. Thank you very much. P.S. Fiona, wait a minute, I want to see this. She says, okay, P.S. Thank you, Coryelle, great info. And she says, P.S. Fiona takes Prozac daily. Can you imagine if she didn't? No. No. And it works, but it works, okay? It works. And if it helps, it helps. I'm not going to say that it's wrong for Fiona to be on Prozac and she should be on flower essences. Maybe it's not strong enough for her. Maybe she's not lined up with that. She's lined up with the puppy Prozac. She's not lined up with the flower essences. Who am I to say that's wrong for her? I would never judge somebody like that. I would never. This is your animal, and it's whatever results and whatever feels right to you, it is right. Always. 127,000%. 127,000%. That's a lot of a percentage, people. Okay? What feels right is right all the time. All the time. So that's why I say, and again, this I covered in Animals and Healing, or Animals Healing. I forgot what episode that is. We're up to 45. Sorry, I can't remember them all. But that's a big one. How animals line up with the different, why did they line up with the different kinds of modalities? It's not just all, cut and dry, people. So, there you go. Thanks for sharing that, Carrie. Appreciate it. Thank you for asking for love for my baby cow. You're welcome, Carrie. So that is episode 45. And I am going to announce something in episode 45. I think what I'm going to do, and again, you guys can let me know if you want to. You can post it here, or you can send me a message to, later on it's going to be on YouTube, or if you're listening to the podcast, which I'm doing later on, send me an email at mail@coryellekramer.com. But what I am thinking about doing is I am thinking about at episode 52, which is going to be 52 weeks, which is going to be the year, I'm thinking about changing the time and the day of the animal experience. Only because I'm thinking maybe on a Sunday or a Saturday on a weekend, more people will be able to see it. And I'll be able to share that a little bit more. I don't know yet. I'm still figuring that one out. So if you have a pro for that or a con for that, a yes for that or a no for that, let me know and I'll take it into consideration. But I'm just thinking the day, because my schedule is getting really crazy, and in a good thing, in a good way, readings and sessions and things like that there, and Thursdays are filling up a little bit. So that's just a thought. But I want to say again, really from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you to all of you who take just this little time out from your day to just watch and listen to the animal experience, who download the podcasts, who watch the videos on YouTube, who share the videos on Facebook. Because I swear it's not about me. What I want to do is I want to share this information with the world about animals so that we can change people's mindsets about what animals can and can't do, what they are able to experience and what they aren't able to experience, what and how amazing, what kind of beings they are and how amazing they are. And that's why the animal experience is so, so important. So from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you. I send you and your fur kids all kinds of love. I wish you and your fur kids a wonderful, amazing, fantastic, wonderful week of experiences. And I will see you all next week.